Welcome to our deep dive into Numbers chapter 8. This ancient text isn't just a manual for a ceremony, it is a profound blueprint for illumination, purification, and the life cycle of leadership. Let's break down exactly how a society dedicates its most vital workforce. The chapter begins with the lighting of the tabernacle. Aaron is commanded to set up 7 lamps on a lampstand made entirely of beaten gold, from its base to its decorative blossoms. He specifically arranges them so their light shines forward. True illumination requires facing forward. A leader's light must always illuminate the operational path ahead for the community, rather than just shining back on the structure itself. Next, the focus shifts to the Levites. To be ceremonially clean, they undergo a highly specific physical reset. They are sprinkled with purifying water, shave their entire bodies, wash their clothing, and bring an offering of a young bull and choice flour. Radical dedication requires stripping away the old layers. You cannot take on a new sacred role without completely shedding your previous mundane attachments and starting with a clean slate. This dedication wasn't a private affair. It involved the entire community. Moses assembled the whole nation at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the people of Israel were required to physically lay their hands on the Levites. Legitimate authority is never isolated. True leadership requires the physical, public endorsement of the community it serves, ensuring that the leaders remain tethered to the people. Aaron then raised his hands and presented the Levites to the Lord as a special offering from the Israelites, officially setting them apart so they belonged entirely to God. Human capital is the ultimate offering. The highest form of dedication a community can give isn't wealth or livestock, but the focused, lifelong energy of its own people. The ritual continued with the Levites laying their hands on the heads of 2 young bulls for a sin offering and a burnt offering. This was to purify them and make them right with the Lord. Assuming a sacred office requires acknowledging your own flaws first. You cannot purify a community or lead a massive system if you haven't structurally accounted for your own deficits and sought personal alignment. The Lord then explained the profound spiritual significance behind this. He claimed the Levites as permanent substitutes for all the firstborn sons of Israel, tying back to the day he struck down the firstborns of the Egyptians. A sustainable society creates specialized roles to carry collective burdens. By appointing the Levites, the system prevented the crushing weight of sacred duty from destroying individual families. Their role was to make sacrifices to purify the people, ensuring that no plague would strike the Israelites when they approached the sanctuary. They entered the tabernacle to assist Aaron exactly as the Lord commanded. Operational buffers are absolutely essential. Highly trained specialists must handle volatile, high-stakes core energies in order to protect the general public from catastrophic exposure to things they aren't equipped to manage. Finally, the chapter outlines a strict life cycle for their service. The Levites began active duty at age 25, but were explicitly required to retire at 50. After 50, they could no longer officiate, but they could assist by serving as guards. Healthy systems mandate succession. Forcing retirement from the heavy lifting ensures that older leaders pivot to protective mentorship rather than clinging to operational control until they break. This chapter perfectly balances the heavy demands of sacred service with the practical realities of human limits. It leaves us with 2 important questions to chew on today. First, in your own life or career, what old layers or mundane attachments do you need to shave off to fully step into your next role? And second, how does your organization handle the transition of older leaders from the heavy lifting of active duty into the protective role of mentorship? Take a moment, breathe, and let them sink in.